What up, it's your boy Herc Soulful, and I'm here to talk about One Piece, specifically how strong certain characters are. And in this series, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a character, I'm going to talk about their strengths, their weaknesses, and I'm going to give them a letter grade, and that letter grade will range from S to D, but it will also have the plus and minus. So it'll be S plus, S minus, A plus, A minus, so forth and so forth and so forth. So today we're going to start this topic off with one of my favorite characters, Porcus D. Ace. And I've seen a lot of people say that they think Ace is weak, being that he took L's from Whitebeard and he took L's from Blackbeard and he took an ultimate L from Akainu. But I think it's kind of unfair to judge his strength off L's from characters that are like top tier. I mean, that's unfair. Them characters are beasts. That's like being the best boxer in your city. I mean, you beat everybody and you're regarded as the strongest, and then Deontay Wilder comes to your cities and knocks you out in the first round. Now everybody think you weak. That's not fair. That's not fair. That doesn't mean you weak. That just means you can't beat Deontay Wilder. But anyway, what we're going to do first is we're going to get into Ace's lineage. And he is the son of Gold D. Rogers, the Pirate King, and Porcus D. Rouge. And we don't know much about Rouge, but we do know that she is a D. And being that he is a son of two Ds, there has to be something there. There has to be some great potential, some great strength there. You don't just get the name of D and you're a nobody. So we have to take that into consideration. Next, let's talk about his double fruit. And he has the Logia type, the Meta no Mi, or the flare fruit for whichever version you're watching. And what that does is it pretty much allows him to turn into fire, and it grants him intangibility. Now let's look at some of his moves. He has the Kagero, which is pretty much a basic move. It's a fire blast from his palm. And he also has his signature move, the Hiken, which is pretty much a fire punch, how he got his nickname Fire Fist Ace. We see him use this move to destroy Baroque World ships. He has one of my favorite moves, the Hagen, which he makes his hands into gun signs and he fires off fire bullets, which is pretty dope. And he has his ultimate attack, which is Dai Enkai Ente, which is pretty much a spirit bomb made of fire. And it looks like a mini sun, and when he collided with Blackbeard on Veneto, it pretty much engulfed half of the island. So that leads me to believe that he at least has island level destructive capabilities. As a matter of fact, Gats from the Coliseum in Dressrosa claimed that Ace was strong enough to destroy mighty cities. So that right there lets us know that Ace is very destructive and he is very strong. Next, I want to point out his physical feats. And to start with, he was trained by Garp, just like Luffy, and he was set up to be stronger than Luffy. When he was first introduced in Alabasta, I felt like Oda made it clear that Ace is Luffy's superior. Ace was beating up grown men as a child. He was taking down wild animals by himself. I mean, Ace won't nothing to play with, man. I think one of his best feats was fighting Jinbei for 5 days straight. Not only does that show stamina, but that just shows durability as well, because Jinbei fights using water and Ace is made of fire. Jinbei fights using water and Ace is made of fire, and they fought for 5 days. That's a beast, man. That just shows that Ace isn't a slouch. Van Augur even commented on how strong Ace was without the use of his double fruit when he was facing future Yonko Blackbeard. That's another testament to how strong Ace is and how Ace shouldn't be slept on. So next I want to talk about Haki. And yes, Ace has Haki, because for some reason the fandom doesn't think that the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates has Haki. First, let's talk about his Conqueror's Haki, and we first see him unlock this when he was facing off against the Blue Jam Pirates, which he knocked out all the Blue Jam Pirates except for Blue Jam himself. But we don't see much of his Conqueror's Haki outside of this situation. Maybe the novels will expand on it a little later, but as of now, we don't know much about his. Next, let's talk about his Armament Haki, which he first unlocked when he was facing off against Vice Admiral Draw. And Draw is a Vice Admiral that also used flames. He used flamethrowers, and he was trying to defeat Ace to turn him in after Ace declined an invitation to the Shishibukai. So they're facing off, and the flames that Vice Admiral Draw were using put the citizens in danger, and this infuriated Ace to the point where he unlocked his armament haki, and he didn't even notice it until Vice Admiral Draw pointed it out to him. Pretty much told him that, yo, you just unlock your armament haki, which Ace didn't care, because Ace was so furious that he just wanted to defeat his opponent. He just needed to become stronger in order to defeat his opponent, and that's how he unlocked it, which to me is impressive, because I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it was stated that in order to use armament haki or any kind of haki in battle, you have to train with it. But we see here that Ace used it subconsciously, so I think that further points to Ace's potential and Ace's strength. Now let's look at his position on the Whitebeard Pirates. Ace was made the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates, and I think that's saying something. I don't think they just put some regular average fighter at that position. I think that really insinuates that Ace has strength, and he's depended upon enough to be made the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. And on top of that, let's not forget that Whitebeard himself wanted to make Ace the Pirate King. His whole reason for being on the crew was so Whitebeard can groom him and train him so he can be strong enough to become the Pirate King. Whitebeard saw potential in the boy. After all, he is Gall D. Rogers' son. But let's talk about his weaknesses now. And outside of the standard Devil Fruit weakness, Ace's biggest weakness is his temper. He has a very bad temper. He's very hot-headed. He can't control his emotions. And we've seen time and time again that Ace makes stupid decisions when he's upset, like challenging Whitebeard to fight, not heeding Whitebeard's warning about going after Blackbeard, challenging Blackbeard alone, not running away from Akainu when he had the chance. That's Ace's biggest weakness, and ultimately it not only led to his own death, but the death of his comrades and Whitebeard, someone who he saw as a father. But taking all this in, looking back on Ace's character, looking at all his pros and cons, I can definitely say that there are more pros. And I think that overall, Ace is a top tier character. And I'm not saying that he's one of the strongest characters in the series, but he's definitely top tier. So I have to, in all honesty, give Ace a A-. And some of you may disagree, but ultimately, if you look back at it, Ace was always set up to be a strong character. So just tell me what you think in the comments. Remember to like, share, subscribe. This your boy Herc Soulful. Catch you next time. Peace.